bright shining visage.
Angelic faces.
Be like Moses on the mountain.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a lot of, we're 4 chapters into Daniel, and there's a lot of like tall structures.
Yeah.
Either through physical structures or dream imagery.
Yeah.
It's all about tall columns reaching the sky.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Hopefully you are just sitting and relaxing this morning on this beautiful fall day, and we are looking at tall structures. But as we're prepping, we're here at the church in the backyard, just
The backyard.
Backyardigans, and we're hanging out, and it's beautiful sunshine. And as we're setting up, I'm carrying the camera and other things, and then I spill my drink.
Uh-oh.
We'll just say my drink, but because it's not coffee, it's just water. But I spilled it all over myself.
It's pre-coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's the main ingredient.
So that leads me to the question: when you either spill something on yourself and don't notice,
Okay.
or you're sitting at lunch with somebody and you have something on the side of your face, how does it feel when that person keeps looking at it and you don't know?
Do I have something on my face?
I know exactly. I'm going,
Did I not brush my teeth? And
yeah, exactly.
bits of
Right?
toast?
Like even your first reaction there of like, oh no,
Yeah, what did I do?
Exactly.
what did I do? I'm so
What do I
embarrassed.
have?
The worst is when you get off stage after preaching and realize your fly was half open the whole time.
Oh, I got up on Sunday morning, and your wife was laughing, and I'm like, I was trying I think she was just laughing with whoever's sitting next to her, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's wrong? And it took me a little while to get back in. Yeah. No,
Does it happen to you regularly?
Well, what
where you
happens
just get
to
something
me-
on your face?
Well, I don't know. What happens to me is somebody starts doing this to their face. And I'm like, okay, are they subtly telling me something? So I start doing it too, That's more what I noticed than them, maybe I'm not as aware of them looking at something on my face, but yeah. I'm just so happy if they tell me, oh, thank you, get it off. I don't know, did that happen to you?
Sure, every now and then.
Yeah.
It depends on who I'm with, though, right? Like, my kids are super like, Dad, clean your face! Okay? Especially if it's some kind of like ranch dressing
Yeah,
or cream sauce.
right, exactly.
It doesn't sit well.
Yeah.
But yeah, others, and it's more gentle, like, oh, hey, sorry, you got a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Then it's
Yeah.
more of an embarrassing.
Yeah.
And when it's the kids, it's more like, I'm going to leave it here, except,
Yeah.
that causes other issues. So,
I think when it's embarrassing,
yeah.
we have a tendency to like shrink away. I think if that person has your best interest at heart,
Right.
they will say it in such a way that you don't feel embarrassed. So my wife and I have kind of this little,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that she can tell me, I can tell her, but like quite often it's me, especially something in my beard. Or there's actually a loving, I'm just going to pause. So when that happens,
Yeah.
and like when you find you have something on your face and that person is very lovingly and caringly says, oh, you got a little, like, I actually picture like sometimes my daughter, who is just fantastic. She'll just say, oh, Dad, hold still. And she'll like get it off my beard or something.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice of her.
I actually feel like that's
Yeah.
an extreme
Hey.
amount of love,
Yeah.
right?
Even if it's not said particularly well, if it's right away,
Yeah.
great. Middle of the meal, fine. It's when I come home like hours later and it's like, oh, by the way, you got something. That's when I start to kind of panic a little bit and go,
Yeah.
like, oh no, how long has I been there? What's going on?
Exactly.
All this.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's not my face.
Yeah.
It's right. It's my shirt.
Yeah.
There was one time I went to a conference,
Yeah.
spent the whole day there, got home and went to take off my shoes, and I looked down and I had 2 different shoes on.
I've shown up
It was
here on
an
a Sunday
8-hour
morning that
conference.
way.
Yeah.
Oh man!
It was an 8-hour conference, and I had no idea. So, like, sometimes we go through these moments and we don't realize it until long after.
Yeah.
We're in Daniel chapter 4,
Yeah.
and King Nebuchadnezzar, like, there's somebody speaking all through some of these chapters, telling the story. Here's what they did. That's what they did. then all of a sudden King Nebuchadnezzar is the one talking.
Yeah.
And he is using a lot of I statements, and this is what I did. And it kind of comes to a crazy point. So he starts out by saying and acknowledging God, which is pretty crazy for a foreign king to do that. But the point of it is that he acknowledges God, because then he spends almost the rest of the chapter acknowledging himself almost as God. And then it gets to a certain point where what really struck me is there's a moment where Daniel has a really tough position to say, King Nebuchadnezzar, you got some schmutz on your face.
Yeah.
You
it's you.
It's you. And he's lying in his bed, and he gets this massive dream. Again, I don't know what this guy is eating for an evening snack, but he comes up with all these dreams. I think, Chris, you're in that zone too.
I'm gonna guess it's stress in the workplace.
Oh, we got to talk later, don't we?
He gets this vision, because he seems to be quite full of himself. Gets this vision, and he sees this. Is it a tree? Like a big tall tree.
Like I kind of think of a big maple or oak or something, like just really big, reaching across. Like not a pine tree, but
yeah. And then something comes along, like leaves get pulled off, things get stripped down,
cut right down.
Put brass around it and all. And then he says, "Now tell me what the dream is." And Daniel has this opportunity to look his enemy in the face and say, "You're the problem."
Yeah.
And how he said it really changed that feel of that chapter, right? And I just wonder how often in our own lives we just get going along, right? And we are just cruising. The other phrase that actually really struck me between the eyes is he actually starts the chapter pretty much saying, "I'm living a life of ease." New American Standard actually uses that word, that he was living in comfort and ease. And he does all that, and then Daniel has an opportunity to look at him and say, "You've oppressed the poor. You have been unrighteous and unjust, right? And you have all these things. Change your ways." Right? And I don't know about you. I feel like not very often. Like, I don't know if have you had people in your life who have just kind of said, stopped you in your tracks, and said, you need to change. Has there ever been an experience like that?
As seems to be typical for us, we tend to go to people close to us, and really that is the person that really challenges me the most, because I encourage her too. Is my wife, she will really be honest with me in that, and sometimes I have to be honest, it makes me irritated. I get mad at her, right? Like, I mean, am I that bad? Come on, and but then I realize, okay, she's actually trying to help me, But yeah, I've been, really especially because I've asked her to,
Yeah. I had a teacher in grade 6 who saw me hanging out with a certain group of people, and then came to parent teacher interviews and said, "I'm going to caution you on who you're hanging out with. I'm not saying bad things about them. I'm saying they're pulling you into certain situations, and you're getting in trouble unnecessarily."
Do you know what? You just sparked my memory. When I was in grade 8, I went to public school for the first time. And
wait, this wasn't a dream?
Nope, this wasn't a dream.
Okay, good.
I might be dreaming it now, a
Teeth are
little bit,
falling
whatever.
out.
No, I was going into grade 8, and I had been in Christian school up till that time, then home taught for a year. And unfortunately, the Christian school that I went to talked about the public school very poorly. So I had a very poor idea of what public school was. I thought if I went into the bathroom, somebody would shoot me with drugs. So I didn't go to the bathroom, that's kind of how bad I thought it was. So anyways, the first people that kind of talked with me were people that were into stuff that I shouldn't have been into.
Right.
Eventually, I got to know some other people, and they challenged me. They said, "Do you really want to be hanging out?"
Right.
You know, the same way as you. So yeah, there's been other people that have challenged me as well.
Yeah.
We've left you hanging. Do you have something?
No, I think in similar ways. Cheryl has also pulled me. No, I'm kidding.
Not a girl, Cheryl. We're so thankful for you.
Love you, Cheryl.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think of other. Like I was never hanging out with the wrong crowd, so to speak, or if I was, nobody ever cautioned me on it. So I can't necessarily go there. But no, I definitely. Sometimes when I'm complaining, usually it's usually in the midst of a complaining streak about something that the person I'm complaining to, which almost always is Sheena, will be like, well, have you considered this? Or have you considered, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And
it's what does it do to you? What does it make you feel?
What does it do to me?
It makes Jeff angry when Cheryl corrects him.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Yeah. I can't say I ever, fall down in praise, oh, you are so wise. Thank you for the wisdom.
Oh, I'm gonna try that. That's awesome.
No, it's usually a whole mixture of frustration, and but momentarily, right? Because I've always kind of gone away I can't believe she said that. I just want to be able to whine and leave me alone. Yeah. And I was like, but she's totally right.
Yeah.
So
how long does it take you? I think it takes me too long.
Good day or bad day?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
Funny. Yeah.
Then how did King Nebuchadnezzar react to Daniel's message? Saying, you need to change your ways.
Well, he obviously didn't. It's really interesting that there's a real big note about 12 months later, right? A whole year later, he's walking around, same thing. I'm living in ease. Look at my kingdom that I have built. You know, everything. Doesn't remember it at all, right?
And the words didn't even finish coming out of his mouth.
And he's, chopped down. Yeah.
I think one of the, if I can just kind of run on a tangent for a second, one of the beautiful things about this passage, I think, is also how well the life of Israel parallels Babylon, and in a way kind of offers this Israel was no different than the nations of the world.
Wow.
Because you've got Daniel coming, and he's echoing Nathan to David at first, right? You're the man.
Yes.
And then you've got even his message to the biggest king on the planet at the time, right? Imagine that influence to say a message that was very similar to what Isaiah and Micah and all these other prophets brought to the kings of Israel and Judah. And in a way, then we have this parallel of a cautionary tale for the people of God to not become like the other nations. And I think in that, sometimes we, I appreciate that you're bringing us down this road, because we still need those people to come along and say, not just, oh, individual, but oh, church. Right? Have you, delved into the life of ease, and are we as an organization, as a community, and as individuals, then paralleling, the same folly of Nebuchadnezzar?
Jeff, you even said that as well, too, that God offered even that grace period after what Daniel had brought. And I think even how Daniel brought it about probably is what eventually gave him some opportunities to consider that. Had Daniel have just embarrassed him, cut him down, figuratively, and like you said, this was somebody who ripped him from his home, who slaughtered his countrymen, who, you go on and on and on and on. You had that opportunity to kind of, twist the knife a little bit, and he offered him grace and kindness with truth as well, right? And that I believe is unbelievably gracious on God's part to give Daniel that opportunity, and I feel like that actually speaks to me. There's going to be a moment where my enemy is going to be laying prostrate before me. How am I going to react to that? How am I going to jump on them? Or are we as a people of God called to love our enemies, even those who are making our lives difficult, even though those who are unjust and unruly and who are oppressive, right? That's a tough one, especially for our world to see right now too.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I take such great inspiration from David, who, when having Saul cornered in the cave, only cut off a corner of the road. And I don't know that we should necessarily take the attitude of, hey, I'm better than you, I could have killed you. But the idea that we would show mercy and release those who stand in opposition so that we can hopefully have future opportunity to help them change their ways and see. And in that sense, in the same way, it's beautiful that God offers Nebuchadnezzar a whole year to change. Kind of like Jonah and the Ninevites, right? They had opportunity to hear a new message.
And they did respond.
And they did. And he didn't, but eventually
he looked to heaven.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you wonder, did he really accept it? Because he praises God, but then he's like, my kingdom will be restored, my whatever. And it's like, okay, he acknowledges God, but does he accept God? Does he?
And then even in the next chapter, how long does that last?
Well, Well, actually, his story ends, and then we go on to Belshazzar.
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you meant. Like his story doesn't
just
last
ends,
because a new kingdom rises up.
Because he assumes that he himself is everlasting, right?
Yeah. I think one of the things I've certainly been guilty of in reading Daniel is I want these foreign kings to be monotheists, and Nebuchadnezzar absolutely refuses to be that. And I think we have to wrestle with that. He's never like really the hero, right? But he does praise God, and we want that to mean he's got a total life transformation, and yet he maintains this murky character. He seems to have, a whole multitude of gods he worships, himself being one of them, right to the very end.
Which then continues to lead us back to the graciousness of God, of like being able to work with people where they're at, and point them in the right directions with love and grace and truth. And that's kind of how Jesus calls us to be. And one of the main places we see this actually is in the Sermon on the Mount as well too. And so this last year we actually worked through, Jeff led us through the Sermon on the Mount as a whole for a whole series. And so we want to kind of come back to that in a 4-week class called Experiencing Kingdom Living.
Exploring Kingdom of Heaven
Living.
Experiencing would be good too. Yeah.
I guess that's the outcome, right? That we would experience something of the kingdom of heaven here in our community.
45% accurate. And so we're calling everybody that is interested to sign up right away on our website. You can sign up here at this QR code. You can ask more questions there as well too. Email Jeff right away just to get a better idea of what this is. But the challenge before us is, can we consider these things and continue to work through them and get a little bit more in depth on some of those things. So sign up for that right away. Another thing that's happening in the future, that's ongoing. Is,
lots of ongoing.
Is yes, signing up for stuff, but also we want to know who you are.
Oh, we do. We do. Absolutely. I often, if you watch Coffee Talk again, we talk about connecting. We want to connect again real soon. I love saying that. Our directory is one of the tools we have for that, where we provide for others ways of connecting and contacting and sharing information, not to put you on another email list, not so that you will suddenly, when my kid has something to fundraise, we're going to spam you. No, so that when you are looking to say, hey, I haven't seen that person in a while, how can I call them? Or when you're, I want to pray for my church, here's the names, or lots of different ways we use that. But it's always about person-to-person support and care. And so we want to invite you into that, to sharing how you would like and how you are willing to be contacted, and to compile it all together. And so if you call Lakeview home and you're part of our regular community, we'd love for you to consider including your information in that.
And so you'll follow this link and this QR code to complete that form, and that form will come into our office.
Oh yeah, and our office is going to have some changes. So Lori has accepted a position with in her passion and giftedness that's kind of taken her back to what she was doing before she came here in the arts. And we're excited for her, but we're also sad because that means that she won't be here every day with us. but we are looking for someone to be in that role. So if you are interested, know somebody that's interested, please let us know. We are posting that as a position that's open in our church to become part of our staff. So we'd love to hear any information you have that would help us.
And to be clear, coffee snobbery is not a must.
Yeah.
No.
But it's a feature.
Lori actually doesn't drink coffee very much, so I actually
I know
sometimes
some
do
people who
sometimes-
like every now and then comment like, "All you guys do is sit around and drink coffee."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
One of the downfalls of the position is that you do have to spend a lot of time with us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to consider that
Yeah,
for the most
yeah.
part. But
Right.
yeah.
that's no.
So we leave that with you. We encourage you wherever you're at, and hope that you are having a wonderful October as you move into it, and as we head toward Thanksgiving and giving God all praise in every moment of every day. Have a wonderful week.